Welcome to 5 Minutes VHDL podcast, the podcast where we talk about VHDL and hardware design. Hi, I'm Francesco Ricchichi and this is the first episode and I wish to answer to a question that many people ask to me. The question is, why I should learn VHDL? Well, if you are involved in electronic hardware design using FPGA or ASIC, for sure you have heard about the high-level synthesizer and compilers. And now maybe you are thinking about that we are living in a lucky period and we are lucky person because the current technology, software technology, is helping us in the design of FPGA or ASIC without the need to learn all about the hardware topics. But the question is, can I use high-level synthesizer to exploit the ability of the software to develop different projects? I mean, for a given high-level architecture, is it possible for a software to explore all the possibilities and all the possible implementation of this architecture? Well, probably the answer is yes, but at the moment with some limitation. Think about this issue. If you need to call a guy to develop a project, who would you trust? Who improvises himself or herself? A hardware designer or a person who deeply understands the problem of the system you want to design? The high-level synthesizer have made more democratic access to the FPGA hardware development, but they keep away the designer from the physical device. They keep away from the silicon implementation. Although, on one hand, using high-level synthesizer, the design can be developed very fast, on the other side, there is the risk of not having the control of what you are doing. If you need a professional service, you want to be sure that the person you hired have the mastery of what he or she is doing. So we can say that when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. The VHDL is an hardware description language that allows the designer to model the hardware circuits with a maximum flexibility and relatively easy. Doing so, however, it requires that you also have the knowledge of what you are doing. Another powerful hardware description language is, for example, the Verilog, System Verilog, and so on. So all what we can say for what VHDL can be extended to the other hardware description languages. In this podcast, we will talk about VHDL. Most often, this type of hardware description languages are confused and mistakenly associated to a purely software languages. This is due to the fact that it is difficult to make clear distinction between software programming language and hardware description languages. The VHDL is a language that is used to describe a hardware project with enough level of abstraction, but in the same time with a complete control of the hardware model. With VHDL, you can translate high-level design description into logic gate inside the silicon, FPGA or ASIC. If we start from this principle, you can better understand how to use this powerful tool. In this podcast, I wish to give you some hint and practical example of using VHDL to design your hardware with a brief episode of about 5 minutes. In each episode, we will address a single topic, trying to stay in less than 10 minutes. I don't want to take a long time. I don't pretend, of course, to teach you the VHDL with a podcast. It is very difficult. But I want to give you some food for thought. so you can go deeply by yourself if you need. Of course, in the episode description you can find all my contacts, so if you have a question you can contact me. See you on the next episode, and ciao!